It seems like Jeff doesn't get the situation here. Oh my God. This retarded fuck is still trying. No, Jeff. You acknowledge you acknowledge it as a man. Does everybody else acknowledges Audrey Hale as a man? No. But somehow you believe whining and crying about everybody should acknowledge it as a man is supposed to change people's minds. No, it doesn't. And by the way, can Jeff explain to me and everybody else who came to me and corrected me on my so-called fake news? So basically Jeff is lying in his goddamn community tab about that shit. If I was corrected, Jeff, then why I still look at it as a woman, Jeff? Why I still call her Audrey Hale? While you're the one calling it Adrian Hale. But you see, Jeff, I did said something in one of my previous videos where I said, if they identify as either a man or a woman, then people will acknowledge it. But I think you misunderstood that point, Jeff. I should have also said only if people acknowledge it as such. With that being said, will everybody acknowledge them as being a man or a woman if they identified as such? No. And by the way, Jeff, you don't speak for everybody. You only speak for your goddamn self. So shut the fuck up forever. By the end of the day, they still calling it a female. And on top of that, Jeff, maybe you need to take a history lesson on the matter, because not every transgender person who identifies as either gender will be acknowledged as one. You want proof? I'll put links in the description box. Remember the transgender female who won that Miss Beauty contest? Not everybody acknowledged her as a female. The closest she was ever acknowledged was just transgendered. And that was just out of respect. Or what about the transgender females who competed with females in sports, all the way to the point to where they was completely annihilating all the actual females playing the sports, and everybody got pissed. Oh, they didn't look at them as a female. Did you forget about that, Jeff? Or the debate about transgenders using the girls' locker room? But wait a second, if there was a debate and a fallout, then it's obvious that they're not being looked at as female. Especially what happened in Virginia. Y'all, MGTOW brothers, y'all remember what happened in Virginia, right? One of the transgenders in the female locker room at a school assaulted one of the actual females there. And you can't say it's fake, Jeff. It was all over the news. Which made people question whether or not the transgenders should even use the girls' locker room to begin with. Did I lose you yet, Jeff? I hope not. I hope not. Because what I'm saying is some real shit right here. Again, the links will be in the description box. So by the end of the day, Jeff, not everybody's going to acknowledge them just because they identify as one. But then again, Jeff, suppose that the roles were reversed. If a man who identifies as a female go on a mass shooting, you'll be the first one to sit there and say, that's a man. Trust me, Jeff, we all know how you tick. You will not acknowledge it as a transgender female. You will acknowledge him as a man. If the roles were reversed. So cut the bullshit. But because it's a female who identified as a man who went on a mass shooting, everybody should think like you, Jeff. Everybody should sit there and say that it's a man. No, it doesn't work that way, Jeff. You can only identify him as a man. And no, not everybody has to disagree. Not everybody has to agree with your stance on the matter. So all this whining and crying that you're doing, miss us with this bullshit. It's not working. Remember, Jeff, yes, people can acknowledge a transgender as either male or female, but that doesn't mean everybody will acknowledge off the rip. Now, if you're done crying, dry your weeping eyes, move on past the situation because you're not changing anything. And I'm out this bitch. Later.